welcome back. This is episode 5. Today we've got a lot going on. We're doing our breeder village finally. As you can see, I am riding along on a railway. I just finished stealing some villagers from Nor Prophet and Sapphire Rose to get mine going. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on today. So episode 5, we're going to do the breeding farm, the villager food farm above it, get the nether portals going, get the nether side holding cell for the villagers. We're going to build the acacia cabin that's going to cover the breeding the breeding farm, and then terraform as needed. Now, I've already gone ahead and actually gotten the breeding farm done. The basics of it. I still need to move all the villagers and stuff in and all that fun stuff. But the main reason why I went ahead and I already got that done off camera is because this really is just a version of Silentwisperer, like an exact copy, and I will show you that here in a sec. Here's my first batch. I'm going to actually have to do this in batches because they're now not going in there because there's too many of them. But let's go take a look at this villager breeder. So as you can see, this is the Silentwisperer design, and the link will be in the video, the description, to see exactly how to make this. That was also another reason why I didn't do any sort of a time-lapse or anything, because he does have a very good video on how to make this and the mechanics of everything. And all I've really done is so his breeding farm, my god, why do I keep saying village? His breeding farm is basically from here over. All I've done is double it. So I have an exact copy over here. So that's going to be like 32 villagers. So I will definitely have more than enough villagers to produce as many villagers as I need for projects in the future. Now up here, what we're going to do first is, I've already got the little auto farm set up. We're going to get the villagers up here first, get them set to their stations and all that, and then get the guy in here. In here, real basic, I just have, like any auto farm, I've got a hopper minecart behind the trapdoors there to basically just steal the food anytime that they try to give it to the villager that I'm going to place in here. So let's go ahead and we'll get this first villager moved over, and we'll see how this goes. I also kind of want to show how I move villagers. Okay, and so we're over here on the other side of my portal. Like I had mentioned earlier, I'd stolen some villagers from Prophet and Sapphire. So right now, what I'm going to do is basically show you how I move villagers. I was talking with Prophet the other day, and I hadn't moved villagers in several months, and I was like, no, it's easy, I just use carts. And he's like, yeah, but they don't go through with the carts. And I was thinking about what it was exactly that I was doing, and I finally remembered. So what I do is I, of course, you send a cart and picks up your villager. Oh, come on, guy. There we go. And off he goes, and of course he sits there stuck. So then I send another cart. That cart actually transports through the portal. I then break the one that he's in. He transports through. The cart, the mine cart, transports through as well. So you'll actually pick the mine cart up once you get through it. Now I'm on this side, and one of two things is going to happen. Either A, he'll be sitting here waiting for you, and then you just nudge him into here, or sometimes, like what happened, they'll actually manage to get themselves onto the rail because they've transported into the cart that you were in, because that one went through the portal as a cart. So when you broke it and he transported through, he popped through into that cart. So now we got this guy up here, and oh, you know what? I forgot to wait till nighttime, so before we go any further... Okay, so let's go ahead and fast forward to nighttime. So let's go ahead and get this other guy moved over. Alright, so we got that other guy sleeping. It's nighttime, so we're going to go ahead and snag another guy again. So we throw him in there, throw the cart down, the cart picks him up. We take a empty cart, push it onto the rails, it goes up into the portal, it transports through. Get rid of that cart so he transports through. And then, like I had said, one of two things will happen. He'll either push himself onto the cart rail, and he did it again. So actually this is working out pretty good in that sense. Really? So it's already going ahead and just doing stuff automatically for us, which is nice. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes you have to give him a little nudge. That's really convenient when that works out for the like mobs, because you can use this same method to transport mobs. It's just you got to be careful because you might get hit. When you go to push them, they will try to hit you, and it can cause you to take damage. So just kind of be careful if you're moving a mob. But now that he's down there sleeping, perfect. Toss that right there. Boom, he attached. And then let's go ahead and get this buttoned up before morning time. So now that we have this guy all buttoned up here, and before we clean this little mess up, we're going to go ahead and head down below. And I'm going to show you what we got going on here, because this is where I'm going to cut to next. So we've got the Silentwisperer Breeding Farm. Like I said, the video's in the description. Great tutorial he has on that. But now we got to put the villagers in. So the easiest way is to kind of like build another track on top of here, and that way when they fall off the track, they fall right in. They stay in their carts, they stay in their little spot where they're supposed to, and then once you get one in, you can drop the other one right on top of them, and they'll move out of the way, they'll go where they're supposed to, and then you can hit your little levers and the pistons will move the trapdoors over like they're supposed to. And then I'm going to grab some more trapdoors, and I'll put those ones down where those are supposed to go, because there's supposed to be two more right here. And then bada bing bada boom, we are good with that particular side of the bay, and then we have that side as well. And I have it all set up to basically do this whole side relatively quick, relatively easy. So it is nighttime right now, which in all honesty normally is not a bad time to move villagers, because they'll attach to beds relatively quick. But in this case, I'm not trying to set them up to beds, I'm just trying to get them into bays. So let's go ahead, let's get these villagers moving, and we'll be back. welcome back. And what you just saw was just moving 8 of the villagers. As you can see, moving the villagers, you know, it's one of those things that always takes time. But with the method that I use, it does make it relatively easy. So we do have them all set up in their little homes, all 32 of them, plus the 3 up there, so 35 total. And as you can see from this little mess that I have here, I had made the dropper to spit out the food, and I was thinking about the path and set up the path for the food to get to where it can drop out and get into the system to be able to actually, feed the villagers, therefore they breed. But then I was thinking about it too. If I'm hanging out in this area enough, these guys are going to get filled up, and then the hoppers up at top where they're dropping off food, and that's what's actually taking them, those will eventually get full. And if those get full, the food will just be sitting there, and then the villager in the center will be able to take the food, and then he'll get full, and I'll have to replace that villager to get it up and running again. So in order to prevent that, I was thinking, is there a way to set it up to auto dispose of extra carrots? Now, I know I could set it up to where I could dispose of the carrots myself. I just would set up a little switch, come by, check it every once in a while, turn it on, empty them out as needed. But I try not to do that because I have a tendency to forget to check on things. I get distracted too easily. So I came up with this, and I know a lot of you are probably looking at this redstone and going, oh my god, this is a freaking disaster. But it's StumbleCraft. I don't know my redstone very well, but this does work, and I found a way to make it work. So basically what we have going on here is we've got the system for kicking out the carrots down here into the stream for them to eat. This line right here, this dropper and these hoppers that go to this chest, are all the line that feed carrots into the system. This row of hoppers and these 2 droppers are the trash can, in essence, kicking everything that's extra into the lava. Now, I needed a way for this to turn off and on automatically, so what I did is I took a comparator to this one, and so whenever this gets over a stack of carrots, it'll send a strong enough signal to this repeater, and that repeater will kick off this line, and it will power this block. Powering this block will turn off this lamp, and then doing that actually turns on the little simple 1-tick clock. Now at the same time, when this block is powered, it then powers this line, which unlocks this hopper. So imagine this is full, and it can't go out that way. This hopper gets unlocked, everything will start feeding out this way. So that's how it gets access to the trash can when it needs it. And then over here is what turns on to then send a signal from this side. As that flashes, that sends a signal to here, and that actually causes the droppers to tick, making it to where it'll actually dispose of the extra carrots. So let's take a quick look at this before we head on to the next section. And oops, there we go. We'll take a stack and a half. Let's go over to this side so you can kind of see here. So we're going to go doot, and as you can see, the signal was strong enough, so it kicked this on. That powered that, turned this off, so now the clock is actually going. It's unlocked this hopper, so now carrots are getting kicked out of the dropper into the trash. And then when this is below a stack, which should happen relatively soon. Oops. Oh no. Yep, so it turned off, which then unpowers this, and both these turn back on, stopping the clock and relocking this hopper so nothing goes into the trash can. So it works really well, it's efficient, and I do not need to be present to turn it off or on. It'll just kind of do its thing, and it doesn't seem to mess with the realm at all. I can have this and this going at the same time, doesn't seem to cause any lag whatsoever, so worked out really well. Now let's head over to the nether, because what we need to work on now is where our little villagers are going to go once we make them. Alright, and so over here, this is what we've got going for what I'm probably going to use as building materials. So that's what I think I'm going to build this out of. What I'm going to do is figure out a proper stairway system, and then also a little rail station, because we've actually decided to keep this railway intact for right now, in case Nora Prophet and Sapphire Rose want to come over. It's a little bit easier for them if they want to, or they can fly through the tunnels, either way, up to them. But it does sound like we're going to leave this in place, so I need to set up a little hub for it, as well as a proper stairway, and then kind of figure out what I'm going to do with my Iron Farm and Guardian Farm portals. That'll be over there, how I'm going to incorporate that. But right now the main concern is getting this building and this general hub area done. So what I'm going to do is first kill this guy. Got any buddies? Okay. So that's where we came out of. Off over this way is that room. So I'm basically going to go a block above the room where it currently is, and I'm going to end up clearing this out. For right now, I'm going to keep the room intact with that, 1 block distance, just so I'm not constantly getting attacked every time I'm in there. But I am going to more or less clear all this netherrack out and really kind of take a good look and see at what I got going on and how I want to build this. Really, guys? Well, I need some hides. And so I'm going to clear that all out and see where we're going, and then after we get it cleared off, we'll go from there and we'll get this built up. So let's go ahead and get this going, and we'll see you guys in a sec. Hello everyone, and welcome back. And we are done. And I am really liking how this turned out. So as you can see, I definitely went a little overboard again with my project. I just needed to make a simple villager breeder catcher, and I turned up with this. So I'm really liking what I did with the trees. I added the trees back in. This was kind of, I had desolated this area by mining it. Most of what I have down here is half slab. These are sandstone, and then I have the in-stone inside. I had the one portal right here, but the symmetry was bugging me, so I added a second one, and they do attach to the same portal, so that is kind of convenient. Hello, dude. I got a little guy out there. So here is the actual breeder catcher. I'm liking how it turned out. I got carpet in there just to make sure none of those guys happen to spawn in there. And then I did add a snowball dispenser on the other side of the portal here. So if I have any villagers that are being stubborn, I can definitely go ahead and just turn that on and shoot them off, and no problem. I got these little corners, these little nooks. I've got some ideas for these, what they're actually going to be utilized for. And then I'm actually thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do it right here or if I'm going to do it upstairs, up here somewhere, but I'm thinking I might actually add the piglin buttering farm. I've never made one before, so we'll have to figure that out. But I'm liking how this turned out. I really am liking this walkway here. I did realize I couldn't put a bunch of like barrels and stuff out here because the villagers would just attach to them, so I'm gonna have to figure something else out for decoration. This kind of works for now. It's not too bad. Got a nice little view on this side as well too. But I'm really liking how this turned out. But anywho, that's pretty much it for this. Looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is let's head back to the villager breeder, and we're going to finish that. Alright everybody, and we are heading back to the breeder, and everything's looking good. Everything's packed up there with carrots and everything, so we are definitely good to go. Let's go ahead and get this build started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do an acacia log cabin-esque kind of look to cover this up, and then I'll work on, probably not this episode, maybe next episode or somewhere in between, I'll probably build a path to link these two up, because I'm also going to build a gigantic manor house main home, much bigger than this over there, and I definitely want them all to be somewhat connected. But anywho, like I said, we will see y'all in a little. welcome back. And we are done. As you can see, we did get a lot done. I am really enjoying this. We've got these little seating areas outside so you can stay warm in the cold weather. I really like how the trees worked out. Everything really came together really well. Did take me a while, but I did get it all done. I've got this, it's kind of funny. It is a villager breeder, but I did kind of go with this 70s-ish style sunken in, hanging out area. Thought that was kind of funny. These on the sides here are empty. I mean, I don't know what to put in them, especially with it being a villager breeder. There's only so much that you can actually put in it, because of workstations, which are a lot of decoration, are gonna mess everything up. So this is actually looking pretty good though. I'm liking how this turned out right here. I like the mantle that I did. This is as low as I'm willing to put it because I'm really concerned with the fact that I have actual lava inside of this. This is all wood. I felt if I put that any lower, it's going to catch on fire and burn this whole thing down. I really don't want that happening. Over here on the sides though, up top, I was able to do a little bit of decoration. The other side looks exactly the same. Nothing too special there. And then we do have the access down here, which gets us into here if we need to still. This, I'm guessing, is probably pretty full, but definitely a lot of hard work. Worked out really well. I am really glad of everything that we did today. I mean, let's think about it, guys. We did a lot. We started out with building the actual breeder. I did that off camera. And then we ended up actually also going and building the nether side, baby catcher. And the ironic part is that turned into a big project. I wasn't expecting to go as big with it as I did, but it turned out really well and I'm really liking it. And of course then we got the cabin and we did that, and it is looking great. So with that, I mean, that's pretty much it for the rest of this episode, guys. I mean, that's basically it. Oh wait, I totally forgot, huh? We don't know if this breeder actually works. Well, let's turn it on and let's see what happens. And as we can see, it worked. So I basically left the system on for about 30 minutes, ran through all the carrots that were in the system, got about 100 villagers. But this isn't a surprise, guys. I mean, come on, it's a Silentwisperer design. We all knew it was going to work. It worked perfectly. I am set up and ready to go for next episode, which is our iron farm, so we are good to go. With it being so close to the end of the year though, guys, I probably won't see you before next year. That's when that episode will drop. So everyone, enjoy the holidays, enjoy your family and friends and all your loved ones, and have a great safe holiday. Until then, we'll see you next time, and this is Captain Paperwhip.